Polling guru Sir John Curtice has suggested Boris Johnson needs to do just one thing to obliterate Nicola Sturgeon's hopes for an independent Scotland. Pro-independence sentiment has started to build in Scotland in recent months, thanks in part to Nicola Sturgeon's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. But Sir John Curtice, Professor of Politics at the University of Strathclyde, has hinted how Boris Johnson can quell the rising support for an independent Scotland. Sir John made the suggestion in an article, where he sought to compare the relationship between Brexit, coronavirus and Scottish independence. When discussing the first Scottish referendum, held in May 2014, he said, "If you go back to the 2014 referendum, there was no relationship at that referendum between people's attitudes towards Europe, and whether or not they voted yes or no." He said the 2016 EU referendum sparked a movement of pro-Union Remain voters who now would back leaving the Union. But, pro-independence Brexiteers backed Scotland remaining in the UK, which balanced the two sides out. However, Sir John said the balance in opinions started to shift last year, in favour of independence. Writing for politics.co.uk, he said, "Last year it became clear that the group of people who were moving from no to yes because they voted Remain was now larger than the group moving in the other direction. So by the end of 2019 and by the time Boris Johnson gets his majority, it's very clear that the pursuit of Brexit is beginning to undermine support for the Union, such that we were getting close to but were not quite at the 50-50 mark." As a result, the political expert appears to point out that Mr Johnson needs to capitalise on anti-EU sentiment, and get Brexiteers on board with keeping Scotland in the Union. The First Minister has previously said she is confident an independent Scotland could rejoin the EU. Ms Sturgeon has been steadfast in her determination to secure a second Scottish independence referendum after the 2014 vote failed to go her way. The Tories have so far refused to even discuss the matter, reminding the Scottish First Minister it was a once-in-a-lifetime referendum. But, as Sir John points out, calls for Scottish independence are on the rise. Scottish voters, many of whom voted no in the 2014 referendum, have started to shift opinion in favour of an independent Scotland.